Okay, so in this video we will learn how to solve differential equations, first order differential equations. Okay, so in order for us to learn how to solve this one, let's try to answer some of these first order differential equations. Okay, so I have here this first order ordinary differential equation. X minus y dx plus x dy is equal to 0. Okay, so this is a familiar form. We can visualize it like this form, right? Plus b of xy is equal to 0. Okay, so we can see that our a is x minus y and our b is x. Okay, so because of this form, we can check our equation if this is an exact equation or not. Okay, so for us to verify if our equation is an exact equation, so we need to find the derivative of a with respect to y and the derivative of b with respect to x. And if the answer of these derivatives will be equal, so our differential equation is exact. And if they are not exact, so they are not equal. Okay, so let's find the derivatives. Okay, so dA dy is equal to, okay, our a is x minus y, so it's just -1. And our dB dx is 1. Okay, so as you can see, they are not equal, right? So we can conclude that our equation is not an exact equation. Not an exact equation. So what do we do next? Okay, so we need to find an integrating factor. Okay, that integrating factor will be the one to make our non-exact equation to be an exact equation. So how do we find our integrating factor? Okay, so let's denote that one as IF. Okay, so we have this formula in finding the integrating factor of a non-exact equation. We have here 1 over b times the derivative of a with respect to y minus the derivative of b with respect to x. Okay, so let's just substitute the values. For b, our b there is x. Okay, so 1 over x times -1 minus 1. So we get -2 over x. Okay, so but this is not yet our integrating factor. Okay, so this one, mu of x is equal to e to the integral of f of x dx. Okay, so we have now our f of x. So what we need to do is to substitute f of x. Okay, so -2 over x dx. And we get e to the -2 ln x. And furthermore, we get negative x to the -2. Okay, so this is now our integrating factor. Okay, our integrating factor, and later on we will multiply this one, okay, to our original differential equation. Okay, so let's multiply it. Okay, x to the -2 times x minus y dx plus x dy is equal to 0. Okay, so let's put a bracket. Okay, so if we multiply that one, we get this equation, minus y over x squared plus x to the negative 1 dy, which is equal to 0. Okay, this one has dx. Okay, so as what we've said a while ago, our integrating factor will make our non-exact equation an exact equation. Okay, so let's check now if this new equation is an exact equation already. Okay, so to check, again, let's get the derivative of a with respect to y, and we have negative 1 over x squared. How about the derivative of b with respect to x? It's just negative x to the negative 2, so they are just the same. So we now conclude that our equation is exact. Okay, so since our equation now is an exact equation, so we can do now the usual process in solving exact equations. Okay, so f of y, okay, I will use the y part because I think it's easier to solve. Okay, so x to the negative 1 dy. Okay, we will use the b in our new equation. Okay, this equation, not the equation, not the original equation. So this equation. Okay, so f of y is equal to integral of x to the negative 1 dy, and we get x to the negative 1 y times plus c of x. Okay, so our main concern now is what is this c of x? Okay, so in order for us to get the value of c of x, we need to derive f of y in terms of x. Okay, and equate it later with the value of a. Okay, so let's derive this one first. Okay, so negative x to the negative 2y plus c prime of x. Okay, and equate it with the value of our a, which is value of a there is x to the negative 1, x to the negative 1 minus x to the negative 2y. Okay, so as you can see, if we transpose this one to the left, to the right hand side, so they will just be cancelled out. So we have c prime of x is equal to x to the negative 1. Okay. And in order to get c prime of x, we need to integrate. Okay, integrate c prime of x equal to x to the negative 1. And we get c of x now is ln of x plus c. Okay, so that is our c of x. And now we will substitute this value of c of x to our f of y, and we get our final answer. Okay, this one, x to the negative 1 y plus ln of x plus c, which is equal to 0. Okay, so if we simplify this equation in terms of like the left hand side we have y, and on the right hand side we will have x only, so we get this equation, negative x ln of x plus cx. Okay, so we have now our final answer. Okay, final answer. So in order to verify if our answer is correct, so we must check our answers. Okay, so how do we check our answers? Okay, so first we need to derive y, okay, our answer in terms of x. Okay, so we have negative ln x minus 1 plus c. Okay, right? Yes. So that is the value of our dy dx. And now our original equation. Okay, so this, remember our original equation. So this is our original equation: x minus y dx plus x dy is equal to 0. Okay, so let's manipulate that one. So we have dy dx is equal to negative x plus y over x. Okay, so what we will do now is to substitute our answer, negative x ln x, the value of y, to our original equation. Okay, so we have this one, negative x plus, okay, negative x ln x plus c of cx, okay, over x. And finally we have negative 1 plus negative ln x plus c. Okay, and the value of our dy dx here is just the same as the value of our dy dx here, right? Okay, so we have now an identity: negative 1 plus negative ln of x plus c. Okay, so they are just equal. So we can conclude now that our answer is correct. Okay, so if these two aren't equal, so your answer is wrong. Okay, so as simple as that. So thank you so much for watching, and later on we will have further examples. So thank you so much. Okay, so let's take a look further to something like another example. Okay, so now we will have an initial value problem. Okay, an initial value problem. Okay, so answer this one. Okay, for example, this equation: x cubed plus y cubed, okay, dx is equal to 2x y squared dy. Okay, and our y of 1, okay, so we have here a condition or our boundary. Okay, 1 is equal to 0. So if we substitute 1 to our x and y 0, y is equal to 0, so to our equations we will get the value of c later. Okay, so but first we need to answer this equation first. Okay, so if we manipulate this one, we get negative 2 xy squared dy is equal to 0. Okay, so this form is familiar. Okay, again, it's in the form like this. Okay, so we can check whether equation is an exact equation or not. Okay, so check if exact or not. Okay, so if it's not an exact equation, so we need to find an integrating factor, just as what we did on our first example. Okay, so but first we need to find the value of dA dy, which is 3y squared, and dB dx, which is negative 2y squared. Okay, so as what you can see, they are not equal, so it's an inexact equation, so not exact. Okay, so we need to find an integrating factor. Okay, for us to do that, we have this equation again. 1 over b times dA over dy minus dB over dx. Okay, so substitute the values. Okay, 1 over our b a while ago. Okay, our b in our equation was negative 2xy squared. So it's 2xy squared times 3y squared minus, okay, negative 2y squared. And we get negative 5, okay, negative 5 over 2x. Okay, and we can now substitute the value of f of x to get the value of mu x, which is our integrating factor. Okay, so integral of f of x dx. And we have e to the integral of, okay, negative 5 over 2x dx. And we get x to the negative 5 halves. Okay. Okay, it becomes x to the negative 5 halves because, okay, e to the ln of x to the negative 5 halves, so e to the ln is just cancelled out, so we can have this integrating factor. Okay, so this is our IF. Oh, okay, our integrating factor, x to the negative 5 halves. So now what we need to do is to multiply our integrating factor to our original differential equation. Okay, so x to the negative 5 halves times x cubed plus y cubed dx, okay, plus x to the negative 5 halves times negative 2xy squared dy, which is equal to 0. Okay, 0, this is 0. Okay, so we have x to the 1/2. Oh, okay, x to the 1/2 plus x to the negative 5 halves y cubed dx, okay, plus negative 2x to the negative 3 halves, okay, y squared, okay, negative 2, okay, dy is equal to 0. Okay, 0. So our integrating factor will make our non-exact equation to an exact equation. Okay, so now let's check if our equation is in an exact form already. Okay, so to check, again, we get the derivative of a with respect to y, which is, okay, so it's just 3, okay, 3x to the negative 5 halves y squared. Okay, this one is 0. Okay, dB dx is just equal to, okay, negative 3 halves. Okay, so negative, oh no, it becomes positive, so we have positive 3 halves. Okay, so positive 3, okay, positive 3 x to the negative 5 halves y squared. Okay, so as what you can see, they are now equal. Okay, they're equal, so we conclude that it's an exact equation, and we can now do the same process in solving exact equations. Okay, so oh no, we have f of y is equal to, I chose f of y because it's a short term only. Okay, so one term only, so it's easier to solve. Okay, so negative 2 x to the negative 3 halves, this is our b, right? Y squared dy. Okay, so if we integrate that one, we get this value, negative 2/3, okay, x to the negative 3 halves y cubed, okay, plus c of x. And our main concern now is to find the value of c of x. Okay, so what is this c of x? So in order for us to get the value of c of x, so we need to find the derivative of f of y with respect to x. Okay? And we have this, x to the negative 5 halves y cubed. Okay? This one will be just cancelled out. Okay? And negative 5 halves. Plus c prime of x. Okay. And we will equate this dy dx to our value of a. So what is the value for a in our first equation? Okay, so this is our a, right? Our a. Okay, so x to the 1/2, okay, plus x to the negative 5 halves, okay, y cubed. Okay, so as what you can see, x to the negative 5 halves y cubed, and on the right hand side they are just equal. So if we transpose this one to the right hand side, it's just like cancel out. So c prime of x is just equal to x to the 1/2. Okay, and to get the value of c of x, we need to integrate this one. Okay, and we now have the value of c of x, which is 2/3 x to the 3 halves plus c. Okay, so this is our c of x, and we just need to substitute this value to our f of y for us to have our final answer. Okay, so this is our final answer. Okay, negative 2/3 x to the negative 3 halves y cubed plus 2/3 x to the 3 halves plus c is equal to 0. Okay, and since this is an initial value problem, okay, so we need to substitute the value of x and the value of y. Okay, so the value of x, okay, this one, here in our condition, y of 1 is equal to 0. So let's substitute x as 1 and y as 0. Okay, so what happens? So if we substitute x by 1 and y 0, so this one will just be 0. Okay, so this one is 0 plus, okay, this one is 1. Okay, 1 to the 3 halves is just 1, so we have 2/3. Okay, plus c, which is equal to 0. And finally, our c is equal to negative 2/3. Okay, so now let's do the checking. Okay, checking for us to be sure that our equation is correct. Okay, so this was our answer: negative 2/3 x to the negative 3 halves y cubed plus 2/3 x to the 3 halves plus c, which is equal to 0. Okay, so if we simplify this one, okay, manipulate this one, we get this answer. Y cubed is just equal to x cubed plus 3 halves x to the 3 halves c, and y is just equal to x to the cube, okay, plus 3 halves x to the 3 halves c to the 1/3. Okay, so this is our value of y. Okay, so if we differentiate this one, dy dx, okay, we get this answer: x cubed plus 3 halves x c, okay, to the to the negative 2/3. Okay, to the negative 2/3 times. Okay, and I think it can. So x squared plus 3/4 x to the 1/2 c. Okay, so this is our answer in terms if we derive y in terms of x. Okay, so now let's do the second process. Okay, step 2. This one is step 1. Okay, so our original equation was this: x cubed plus y cubed dx, okay, which is equal to 2xy squared dy. Okay, so dy dx is just equal to x cubed plus y cubed times 2xy squared. Okay, which is equal to, we derive that one, so there's x. If we substitute our y, okay, value of y are here, so x cubed plus, okay, our value of y there is x cubed plus 3/2 x to the 3/2 c. Okay, that is our y cubed, and 2x times, okay, we get our value of y there is x cubed plus 3/2 x to the 3/2 c, okay, 2/3, okay, raised to the 2/3. So this is 3, okay, raised to the 2/3. And then if we simplify this one, okay, so this one, x cubed. Okay, so we have this one, 2x cubed over 2x. Okay, we assume that, okay, dy dx is, we have this term, right? And it's just equal with this one. So we can cancel that one. Okay, we can cancel that one for us to simplify our solution. Okay, and it's easy to look at. Okay, so 3/2 x to the 3/2 c over 2x, and we get x squared plus 3/4 x to the 1/2 c. Okay, so which is just equal with this term, right? So we get now an identity. Okay, so x squared plus 3/4 x to the 1/2 c. Okay, so we can now conclude that, okay, our answer is correct because we checked it. Okay, we have this answer, so it's an identity. So what we did was just, first, it's a non-exact equation, and it's something like we need to make it exact, so we find an integrating factor, and here we get the correct answer. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something. Okay, so let's solve another example in solving first order differential equation. So we have here this equation, dy dx is equal to x plus y minus 3 minus 2 times x plus y minus 3. Okay, so if we separate x plus y minus 3, we have x plus y minus 3, because x plus y minus 3 is common, times x plus y minus 3 minus 2, right? Okay, so we have here x plus y minus 3 times x plus y minus 5, okay, dy dx. Okay, so if we let z, okay, let z is equal to x plus y. Okay, let's see what happens. So we have y is equal to z minus x, right? Okay, so if we derive y in terms of z, we get not in terms of z, but in terms of x. okay, we get dz dx minus 1. Okay, so let's substitute this value for dy dx in our equation, so in our function. Okay, so dz dx minus 1 is equal to z squared. Okay, or z is x plus y, not z squared but z plus z minus 3 times z minus 5. Okay, so if we simplify this one, we get dz dx is just equal to z squared minus 8z, okay, plus 16. Okay, so plus 16. So now, by like separation, it's a separable equation, right? Okay, so we have here this integration. Okay, so let's integrate dz over z squared minus 8z plus 16, and this is just equal to dx. Okay, integrate that one also. Okay, so we have here, okay, so x plus c, okay, just equal to integral of dz over z squared minus 8z plus 16, and this one is factorable. Okay, and we have here z minus 4 squared. Okay, if we let w equals to z minus 4, we have dw is equal to dz. So we can transform this equation, this function to dw. Okay, this is dw. So let's get another piece of paper. Okay, so we have here dw over w squared. Okay, and if we integrate this one, we get negative w to the negative 1. Okay, this is just equal to x plus c. Okay, and we substitute our value for our w, which is negative z minus 4. Okay, to the negative 1 is equal to x plus c. And our z is just equal to z minus, okay, our z is just equal to negative x plus y minus 4 to the negative 1 is equal to x plus c. Okay, and we get, okay, negative x plus y minus 4 to the negative 1 minus x, okay, minus c is equal to 0, and minus 4 negative 1 plus x plus c is equal to 0. So this will be our final answer. So if you want to separate variables, y in terms of x, okay, so y on the left hand side and y on the right hand side, so you just simply can do it. Okay, so it's up to you. So thank you so much for watching this video, and have a good time. Okay, so let's solve another first order differential equation. Okay, so I have here this equation, y dy is equal to x minus y squared dx. Okay, so let's manipulate this equation and transfer this right hand side function into the left hand side. So we get negative x plus y squared is dx plus y dy is equal to 0, right? Okay, so this form is in the form a xy dx plus b xy dy, which is equal to 0. So we can check whether our equation is an exact equation or not by differentiating a in terms of y, which is 2y. and differentiating b in terms of x. Okay, so our b in terms of x is 0. Okay, so we can conclude that it's not exact. So we need to find an integrating factor in which if we multiply it our original function, it will make it an exact equation. Okay, so how do we do that? Okay, so first we have this function. Okay, so 1 over b dA dy minus dB dx. Okay, so let's substitute the values. For b we have y, and dA dy is just 2y, and we get 2. Okay, so next we'll find mu of x, which is the formula for our integrating factor. Okay, so e raised to the f of x dx, and we get e to the integral of 2 dx, which is e to the 2x. Okay, so let's multiply this e to the 2x to our original equation. Okay, so we have here e to the 2x times negative x plus y squared dx, okay, plus e to the 2x y dy, which is just equal to 0. Okay, and we get here negative e to the 2x plus y squared, okay, e to the 2x plus dx, okay, this is dx, plus e to the 2xy dy. Okay, so we check if this is now an exact equation by doing again the same thing. Okay, so dA dy is now equal to 2y e to the 2x, okay, and dB dx is equal to, okay, 2y e to the 2x. So it's now an exact equation. So now we can do the usual process in answering exact equations. Okay, so first we need to find the derivative. Okay, so I will. Okay, so this one, f of y okay, so f of y is equal to e to the 2x y dy. Okay, so we treat e to the 2x as constant and y dy, and we have e to the 2x, okay, y squared over 2. Okay, so that is our f of y, and we differentiate that one. Okay, so we have here c of x. Okay, so we differentiate f of y in terms of x and equate it with our a later. So we have here, okay, so e to the 2x y squared, okay, plus c prime of x, okay, and equate it with the value of our a. So our a while ago, okay, this one's our new a. Where's it? Okay, so this one. Okay, so negative e to the 2x x plus e to the 2x y squared, and simply we get c prime of x is just equal to negative e to the 2x times x. Okay, so to get c prime of x, we need to integrate c prime of x. Okay, negative e to the 2x x dx. Okay, so we have here negative x, okay, integral of x e to the 2x dx. So we need to use partial differentiation, and not partial differentiation, okay, differentiation by parts. Okay, so let u is equal to x, and we get du is equal to dx, and dv is equal to e to the 2x dx, and v is just equal to 1/2 e to the 2x. Okay, so uv, okay, so we have x over 2 e to the 2x minus 1/2 e to the 2x dx. Okay, so we have here x over 2 e to the 2x minus 1/2 integral of e to the 2x dx, and we get x over 2 e to the 2x minus 1/4 e to the 2x, okay, plus c, or simply this is our value for our c prime of x, or c of x. Okay, and we now substitute this value to our f of y a while ago. Okay, and we get, okay, f of y is equal to no, not f of y, okay, f of y, yes, is equal to y squared over 2 e to the 2x plus x over 2 e to the 2x minus 1/4 e to the 2x. Okay, so this is just equal to y squared over 2 e to the 2x plus x over 2 e to the 2x minus 1/4, which is equal to c. Okay, and if we manipulate this equation in terms of x or in terms of y, we get this equation: y squared is equal to 2c e to the negative 2x 1/2 minus x, and we have y equal to 2c, okay, 1/2 minus x raised to the 1/2. Okay, so let's check our equation. We differentiate our answer in terms of x. Okay, 1/2 okay, and okay, minus 1. Okay, and let's see if this is just equal to our solution later. Okay, so our original function was, okay, this one, right? This is our original function equation. Okay, so we have dy dx is equal to x minus y squared over y. Okay, so our value of y here is this one. Okay, so let's substitute that one. We get x minus 2c e to the negative 2x 1/2 minus x over 2CE negative 2x plus 1/2. Okay. And finally we have negative 2, okay, negative 2CE to the negative 2x, okay, minus 1/2 over 2CE to the negative 2x plus 1/2 minus x to the 1/2. Okay, so as what you can see, our dy and dx is equal. Okay, this is just equal. 1/2 times this one is this, right? Okay, so we can now conclude that our answer is correct because we form an identity. Both sides are equal, so we get the correct answer now. So that was just a simple process in making non-exact equations to exact equations. So thank you so much for watching. So now let's solve an application, okay, problem, okay, an application problem on our first order using first order differential equations. Okay, so let's solve one problem. Okay, so please read. Okay, so our problem is something like heat transfer or direct mass transfer. Okay, so we identify the given, okay, given in our problem. So we have M is we have P pound of brine, right? P pound of brine at TO, okay, at initial temperature F. Okay, so it states that hot brine, okay, hot brine at TA delta F. So we denote this, for example, hot brine. Okay, so at TA degree Fahrenheit, okay, at the rate, okay, we have here rate is like 8 pounds per minute, right? And we have uniform temperature, okay, uniform temperature inside the brine, inside the tank, and we have heat capacity, okay, let's denote that one as HC, heat capacity of brine, which is 1 BTU, okay, pound degree Fahrenheit. Okay, so the question is find the temperature of the brine in the tank as a function of time. So let's find T. Okay, so in order to solve this problem, we need to draw first something like a diagram in order for us to visualize clearly, okay, what is the given in the problem and what do we need to find. Okay, so let's say for example this is the tank, okay, and hot brine, okay, this is hot brine, okay, that's the brine that is coming out from the tank. Okay, so hot brine at TA degree Fahrenheit at the rate of a pound per minute. Okay, and we have here the brine, okay, which has a heat capacity of 1 BTU, pound per degree Fahrenheit, pound degree Fahrenheit, and it says that it has uniform temperature. Okay, so uniform temperature. So what comes in here, what's the temperature here? Here is just equal to the temperature going out. Okay, so we have here TAF, and the rate is also kind of like equal, and not TAF. Okay, the rate is equal 8 pounds per minute. Okay, so we now identify the givens. Okay, so this one, okay, uniform temperature. So the temperature around here is just constant. Okay, by vigorous stirring. Okay, so let's neglect some of the factors that will affect. Okay, so we visualize our problem clearly. So now let's solve this application. Okay, so we have here our equation Q in minus Q out, right, is equal to 0, because what comes in, okay, is just equal to what goes out. Okay, so, and we have a formula, okay, for Q. You still remember this one in your physics 21 or 31. Okay, so we have here Q is equal to M Cp, which is the heat capacity, delta T, right? Okay, so if we differentiate this one into a function of like find T in terms of the function of time, so we can write this equation as something like this: Q in minus Q out equal to, okay, so d over dt times P Cp, okay, delta T, not T, okay, T, which is P, which is our mass, right? We identify the P as our mass, P pound of brine, so P, Cp, and T. Okay. Okay, so let's rewrite our equation. Okay, so that is our equation. And Q in minus Q out is equal to dH dt. Okay, and we have here, substitute the value for the equation for Q. We have M Cp. Our T was A, right? Okay, TA minus M Cp T is equal to D, okay, times Cp, okay, times P T minus TO, okay, plus HO. Okay, that was our hint a while ago, right? Okay, so as what you can see, Cp will just be cancelled out because they are the same. Okay, and we have here the equation MTA minus MT is equal to, okay, if we differentiate this one, we get P dt over dt. Okay, and let's integrate this one. So we have P dt this is b, ta minus t, right? Okay, so you get here t plus c is equal to, okay, negative p, okay, negative p over m ln of ta minus t. Okay, so we get here t negative. Okay, so we have here m t plus c over p in negative is equal to ln of ta minus t. Ano? T. And we raise this one to the power to the e. Okay, so we have m equals t plus c equal to ta minus t. Okay. And finally, we have t as a function of time, ta minus e to the negative m t, okay, t plus c. Okay, and we can just write it as t is equal to ta minus c e to the negative m over p times t. Right? Okay, so this is now our temperature in terms of time. Okay, so what we did was, okay, first we identify the given values. Okay, we draw a diagram for us to be able to visualize it clearly, and we identified our formula in order to find temperature with heat and which is Q is equal to mCp delta T. Okay, and we differentiate it using what we learned from our previous videos. Okay, differentiate it by separation of variables. Okay, separation of variables, and we simplified it until we come up with this function. Okay, so this is how to solve an application of ODE. So I hope you learned something from this video. Okay, so see you again next time. Thanks for watching.